there, it's Kevin, and welcome to the Creative Dude podcast. This is my podcast where I dive into ways to help you explore and use your creative gifts, ultimately, so you can share your story and impact the world. So I am so thankful that you are here. So I wanted to dive into something, and I wanted to use this quote from Tori Amos, a great singer. Some of the most wonderful people are the ones who don't fit into boxes. Now, is that you? Here's one of the things I think too often that creatives, the trap that is easy to fall into. And here's the thing, and if you disagree with me, I'd love to hear your perspective on this. I think that this affects old, young, newbies, veterans, people that are in between newbie and veteran. I'm not really sure what that is, but it would be somewhere in there. But the idea of learning but then trying to copy and be like, I think I've talked about this before, but Casey Neistat, I'm sure you know who Casey Neistat is, probably one of the biggest YouTubers ever, probably is the one who started the whole vlogging look and things like that. And the thing about Casey is amazing at what he does. Absolutely amazing. I love his stuff. He's made a lot of money. He's touched a lot of lives. But you're not Casey. And I'm not Casey. I can learn about him, but what I don't want is to be another Casey. You don't want to be Casey. Well, maybe that's not true. Maybe you do want to be Casey. Maybe that's the problem. Here's the thing. Casey's Casey. So pick somebody like you. You are you. And the thing is, I personally think, and if we go back to the quote, some of the most wonderful people are the ones who don't fit into boxes. So take Casey Neistat. He does amazing stuff. His stuff is just crazy cool, right? But if you try and be like Casey, all you're doing is you're looking at the box, if you will, that says Casey Neistat, and you're like, well, that's how I want to be. And it's just not the case. There's a guy that I've followed and learned a lot from, actually used to live in North Carolina. I think anyway, I don't know where he lives now, but it doesn't matter. Roberto Blake. And if you're not familiar with Roberto Blake, I would highly recommend you follow him anywhere you can. But he recently said this on Twitter, and I asked him if I could use this, and he said, sure. I'm just providing a bit of help where I can, but it all means nothing if you don't execute. And if you don't learn to be patient and have a little bit more faith in yourself and your abilities. You don't need a guru. You need self-awareness and work ethic. I think he's right. I think too often it's easy for creatives to look up to people but then want to emulate them and be them. And dude or dudette, that is the wrong path. It just is. You were made as a unique masterpiece by God to use your gifts. Now, you may have the same gifts as somebody else. Heck, I've got a lot of the same gifts other people have. But I bring also different perspectives to things that people do. And I think what happens is, like what I think Roberto is saying here, it's easy to look at Roberto and learn from him. But even if he's teaching you how not to be like Roberto, but how to use your gifts in the way he uses his gifts, but you don't put them into action, then it doesn't matter. Well, the same thing about the boxes. If you want to try and be defined by the world on what you should do and how you should create, then you're going to get stuck in a box and you're just going to be stuck following a guru, as opposed to using your gifts to find out what you can do so then you can share your story and impact the world. You do have a story, but your story isn't to be told exactly like maybe Casey would do his or Roberto would do his as well. You need to find what works for you. Learn from other people. I'm still learning. I've been doing this a long time, but I still learn from people too. And that's how we grow and that's how we develop. But we don't learn to copy. So when you copy somebody, all you're doing is putting yourself in a box to do what they do and how they do it. You're better than that. You're more creative than that. Well, what if people don't like it? That's okay. What if people don't watch it? That's okay. Sometimes you create just to create. I hope this helped. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I'd love for you to subscribe to it wherever you see this, whether it be whatever social media platform or podcast you listen to. I do use Anchor.fm as a way to syndicate my podcast, and I would strongly recommend you checking it out. And if you're thinking about doing a podcast, try. Just start. That's all you got to do. If I can ever help you, all you've got to do is go to kevincolby.com, and you'll find ways to connect with me. You can even schedule a free 30-minute call. We can talk about your business and the goals and how I can help you explore and share an impact as well. Because I want to help you be successful so you can be successful. It's like I told somebody the other day, they said, well, what's in it for you? And I'm like, you. I mean, if you're successful, I'm successful. So please let me know. You can connect with me almost anywhere at Kevin Colby Media. Or again, if you want to, you can connect with me. Just type in kevincolby.com. That'll take you to my website, and you can see some of the things I've done and a simple way to right there on the homepage just to schedule a 30-minute call, totally free, and we can talk about whatever we need to help your business grow. I really appreciate you being here. I'm Kevin. Have a great today. Keep creating.